Good morning, guys. Welcome again to the second edition of the Soccernet Weekly, where we bring you stories from football around the world, even though there's no much football right now. Last week we discussed about Osimhen's future and how you guys have been coping without football. So this week, I'll be speaking with Lola Adewi, the managing editor of Soccernet and Nigeria Limited. So this week, the Bundesliga announced that they will be making a return on the 15th of May. So, Lolade, welcome to the show, and I would like to hear your thoughts on this.
Thank you very much, Joba. It's great to be back. Last week we had our first edition, and now this week there's better news. The Bundesliga is coming back next week in Germany, where I live now. And it's exciting that finally some new top-class football can return. It's, I believe it's still a little bit risky, but some things in life are worth giving a shot. And the German government has given the go-ahead for the Bundesliga to return, and I believe it's an opportunity for football to take the lead and in trying to restore normalcy. Even though as fans and as we won't it will be behind closed doors, so it won't be an event for us to attend yet. We still have to stay safe, but just to know that football is back on TV and one is able to watch again live football. Is something that I look forward to seeing. It can rejuvenate the economy, but lift the spirits of people and show that the world is not come to an end as it has been over the past 2 months. So I'm excited about this, and I'm sure that you have some of your own thoughts too. What do you think about it returning?
The way things are going, other leagues are also following suit. The Premier League plans to return in mid-June, while La Liga players are a very good thing. The Champions League and the UEFA also is planning to resume Champions League August 8th. So it means that, it probably means things are returning back to normalcy, right? Normalcy. Although fans won't be allowed into stadiums, but at least we can still get to watch football on TV. And as I said last week, there's nothing like live football. So it's actually a good thing for fans and football in general.
Yeah, that's true. It's good for football, and I hope that the medical plans put in place to ensure everyone's safety will hold, because it will be bad PR for football if after starting and suddenly players start getting ill or catching the virus from among themselves. But it's been assured that there will be strict testing for everybody going into the football stadium, the players, the coaches, broadcasters, and every other person that's going to be in there. So I think we can achieve something great. When football returns on screen, it means that other professional sports leagues across the world can then start thinking of returning. So I think it's a good thing that the Bundesliga is taking the lead at this time. So it's thumbs up to everybody who's made that decision for me.
Yeah, and hopefully there won't be like a spike of cases or increase in cases again as they take this decision. And hopefully things will return back to normal right now. But moving away from club football, there's a pressing issue that I actually want to ask your opinion. Last week we spoke about Genet's future, and he's close to signing a new deal right now. Everything is just like to sign the paperwork involved. But I want to ask, he has come in for criticism from some section of fans about, his treatment of NPFL players, things like that. But personally, your opinion, what do you think, what are the issues in
I think it's a good thing that we're getting Rohr, giving him a new contract. I've always wanted stability in the coaching job or the Super Eagles, once you find somebody who's got something working for them, you need to give them time to build. I I thought it was, I mean, after the World Cup, Stephen Keshi, the controversy about him getting a new contract or not, I thought he should have gotten it to stay on for a few more years, you know. And I always believe that, you give, especially when somebody's working and you've seen some results. With Rohr, we saw some really, good return to a confident team in the Super Eagles. There were times not long ago when we would travel away to teams, small teams like Burundi or Tanzania, and then struggle to even get a point. But now we confidently go to play away games, and get good wins. I think there's something happening there. We are building a really core of young players who can be the fulcrum of the team for the next 3-4 years. And I think with Rohr in charge, he has this opportunity to build them. There have been criticisms about him being conservative and things. I also referenced your article where you said the fans are criticizing him for being conservative, for not winning games, not playing attacking football. And I'm like wondering, some of the games I watched. I watched. Maybe this was before the World Cup, the qualifier in Uyo versus Cameroon, and I saw a really sturdy team, out and out, going for the kill. Destroyed Cameroon in Uyo, and could have won the game in Yaoundé as well, but which I also saw. I was in the stadium. So I see him building a fearless team, a team of people who, who would have thought that we wouldn't miss Victor Moses after he retired, or even Odion Igalo, that we wouldn't have struggled. But he's kept faith in his new players and ensured that they've come in to seamlessly plug the holes left by Mikel, Moses, Igalo. There's something there. There's something there that I feel he's doing, that we need to be patient with him, even though some people say, because he's earning, we're giving him many things because he's a European coach. But what did we give other people in the past that's special now, that but he's getting some results, and he's building a team that I think could conquer Africa, next Africa Cup, and also take us to a good place at the World Cup in Qatar in 2022. So for me, I think it's patience, and let the coach be less interfered with. Let him, and then when it comes to the super getting NPFL players into the squad, in time, when you show quality, you will play. You will find yourself in there, but there's no spoon feeding, and saying now we have a quota for NPFL players. I think it defeats the quality of a national team if you say you have quotas, because even quotas for local players. Of course, there's an opportunity with the chance code. If you want to hand over the chance code to him, like we did to Stephen Keshi and to Sunday Olise, that's fine. It should be in his contract. But to say that he must to insist that he needs to play NPFL players in the Super Eagles Team A, well, it's his decision, and he has the right to ask for a free hand, and I think he will get a free hand to run the squad, live in Nigeria and earn his money in Naira. So Every other thing, he seems like he's a mature person. He just wants to coach. He's not about the politics, and I think this is who we need. Somebody who is just willing to do his job and to achieve things. And I believe we've got somebody who could really take us to great places. But you have your opinion, and I'm happy to listen to you. So you tell me, what do you think going forward could be the changes you expect?
Everybody knows actually I'm pro Rohr. He has his own issues also, but not selecting NPFL players is not one of them. I was at the Super Eagles game against Benin Republic last year at Rio, and he said something. He said he has given about 20 NPFL players since their debut since he was appointed as the Super Eagles manager. But I don't get the criticism he has received. And I've always said this thing: the national team is not it's not a charity organization. You don't get an invite or let's say call up just because you play in the local league. In senior climbs, in leagues like England, in European leagues, it's even the opposite. The national team is supposed to benefit from the league, not the league benefit from the national team.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand. I think what needs to be done is to make sure that our local league is attractive enough. How could you tell a manager to invite a player that many people don't? The welfare of these players also should be taken into consideration before even talking about getting them into the national team. But concerning the issues that Rohr had, I think I agree with people who I'm not really a fan of. Maybe your different style, like you have to play attacking football every time as long as you're getting results. But what I would just love to do for Rohr to do is to be dynamic. Like you don't really need to focus on one style. In the article, I said something. There is no reason for Nigeria to play defensive football against a team like Burundi or Guinea. Definitely, we are the superior team, so we should go all out and attack. So why play conservatively? Why go on the defensive with the hope that you can hit them on the break? Sometimes you need to adapt your style based on the teams that you're facing. So it is not every time that you need to take the conservative approach. In the piece that I wrote, I said Jose Mourinho. I referenced Jose Mourinho's Madrid team of 2011-2012. Time of making excuses that his team is too young, blah blah blah, is over. He can't play that card anymore, so he needs to win a trophy. But if he signs a new contract now, he'll be the longest serving Super Eagles manager. So I think that those are the things I need to fix right now.
I think that when you refer to Jose Mourinho's 2011-2012 team, where you had Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime, you are having something. It's not proper comparison, because you don't have the quality that Jose Mourinho had in his squad. For Nigeria, you don't have Cristiano Ronaldo. You don't have the Sergio Ramoses who led from the back. That the quality of players that those teams, teams of Jose Mourinho has. So you can't compare. You have quality, but you have to play according to your strengths. You have to play according to the players you have.
We have to play according to our strengths. That's why I said you can't play against Burundi and set.
When you say Burundi, when has Rohr played against Burundi in the past at any time? I don't recall. Has he? So maybe you are using Burundi as an anecdote.
Yeah, he played against Burundi at the 2019 World Cup. He played against Madagascar at the 2019 World Cup. So those are
In
games that
Africa Cup of Nations.
Africa Cup of Nations, the
Yeah.
Africa Cup of Nations, rather. Sorry. So these are games that okay, you don't expect. We are supposed to dominate this kind of games. I'm a fan of okay, as long as you're getting results, your style doesn't matter. But you don't expect like you don't play defensive football every time. So you need to come up with different styles. So with the number one issue, the centre back pairing and finding a creative midfielder that can compete with Alex Iwobi. I think those are the issues I need to fix right now.
Okay. It's, your concerns legit, but I also point out that um, it's increasingly difficult to. I mean, tournaments are what they are. Each team prepares to come and play. The best teams, and when you meet a really conservative team, you play what you can, but as long as you progress, I think that's the most important thing. Portugal won the Euro 2016, with what they
Yeah,
had.
but the thing
So
is, but the thing is, we didn't win anything.
we,
If you had played that way and won the AFCON 2019,
yeah.
nobody would probably say, okay, we played a boring style, but we didn't win. We ended up in third place. You understand? So why not play attacking football against teams that you know that okay, you are superior over than now play boring style against all these minors that okay shouldn't even be in the same tournament with the Super Eagles. So these are my concerns. It's not that okay, I'm saying you should not play and boring set up defensively. Fine, you can set up defensively based on the team that okay you're playing against. But if you know that okay you are a superior opponent, you are playing an inferior opposition, there's no need for you to set up because they are actually afraid of you already. So setting up defensively means okay, you yourself are showing a little bit of fear. So I think that is one of the main problems I have with Rohr and his style.
That's definitely legit. That's definitely legit, and I agree. I agree with that. No problem. So, yeah, let's. Which other topics are we discussing?
Yeah, we talked about Victor Osimhen's future last week, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not the only Nigerian that has been linked with top clubs in Europe now. There's another Nigerian doing very, very well at his present club, and that's Wilfred Ndidi. He has been linked with Barcelona, Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus right now this morning. Then, do you think he moved? He has a contract that runs to 2024 with the Foxes. But with the increasing rumors, do you think he is finally ready for a move to a bigger club? No disrespect to Leicester City.
I think Ndidi was born ready. I think Ndidi has proven himself to be a hard-working, tackling, defensive midfielder, and he's there among the top 10 in the world right now. I believe he could make it anywhere. It's good that he's been linked with all these illustrious clubs and things, and he's deserved it. He's worked hard. He's kept his shoulders square. He's worked, keeping his head or keeping his eyes on the ball and not getting carried away with all the accolades. Giving Leicester that Philip, they missed him when he got injured, and I believe that. I mean, wherever he goes right now, with his determination, with his talent, with his skills, he would do it. He would fit in, slot into any club. He just needs to be given that the belief, the opportunity. And it just shows that Nigeria has really these kind of upcoming players that could really do well in the transfer market and also on the pitch. So I'm excited for him. I'm looking forward to how the transfer season pans out. But even though, like I said last week, I believe that the transfer season won't be the same like we've known, because clubs will struggle for money. And if we still believe that those $1 million payments will come in, will be made, it would send a poor message across the world, for the world, that football is still living in a bubble, while health workers globally are struggling to get equipment, to get paid, to be, get adequate payment, So, but I'm excited that now it has caught the attention of many top clubs. But the transfer market is what it is. Everybody should. You get rumors. Maybe his own agent planting stories, of all these clubs. But well, who knows? Let's see how it pans out. But I believe he's capable of holding his own and being a really top player in any side he goes to at the moment.
Yeah, I actually agree with you also. I think he's ready for that big move right now. Although I think he will still, yes, even for improvement, especially with his ball playing ability. Understand? So I think this is what he will need if he moves to a club like PSG or Barcelona. These are clubs that dominate possession, and Ndidi is more of a defensive midfielder known for tackles and interceptions. So we need to work more on his ball playing ability. But I think he's ready for that big move. However, it depends. As you said before earlier, it depends if these clubs will be able to afford his fee. Right now, they are in the financial hardship that they will be facing in the aftermath of this coronavirus pandemic may actually scupper some transfer plans for some of these clubs. So I think he will remain at Leicester at the King Power Stadium for at least one more season. But I actually believe he's ready for that big move to any of the
Yeah.
top sides in Europe right now. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's just it.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing for him. It's a good thing for Nigerian football as well. And I hope he does well. He continues to keep his head down and play with all his heart, and he will get the big moves. I believe so. He will.
Yeah. 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 Before we go, speaking on one more thing, uh, the Premier League conducted a poll. Premier League official account on Twitter conducted a poll that who is the greatest Nigerian player in to ever play in the Premier League. So I would like to hear. Premier League is actually popular among Nigerians, and there's been a couple of Super Eagles players that played in the English top flight. So I'd like to hear your own. Who do you think is the best Nigerian player to ever play in the Premier League?
I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I'd say it was Nwankwo Kanu. He he came in what is it, 99, and he impacted many things for Nigerian players in that league. He opened it up. Previously, all our attention was focused on
The Dutch league.
on the Dutch league when he was there. He just has such a magnetic quality about him as a youngster. Many of us who supported the Ajax because of him. And when he moved to Arsenal, I, kind of drifted to supporting the Premier League, to watching the Premier League before the Premier League became this global phenomenon that it has become. So I always go with Nwankwo Kanu for he opened the door in terms of quality and the creativity, his style of play. and then he achieved titles. He won titles. He won the Premier League twice and FA Cup. Then went on to play at Portsmouth and West Brom. I think he's, for me, the greatest Nigerian to have played in the Premier League. There's the matter of John Mikel, who spent a decade at Chelsea, and then Austin Okocha. But in terms of achievements and the addition, the what you were put into the titles won, I think for me, it's hands down one Kanu. As an Arsenal supporter, but also looking at it objectively, I think for me it was one Kanu. I don't know if you if you disagree with me.
To be honest, I actually disagree with you. I think what made Premier League popular in Nigeria was Austin Okocha. His move then to Bolton Wanderers from PSG coincided with the time DSTV started showing the Premier League in Nigeria. You understand? So I think that was what got people attracted. I remember that growing up as a young kid in Ibadan, I was a Bolton fan, all just because of Austin Okocha. We'll be looking for viewing centers to go and watch Bolton matches. Understand? So, and I think if you're to look at it, Okocha connects more with Nigerians than Kanu and Mikel. He may not have won a lot. He didn't even win anything in his time during his time in England. He only reached the League Cup final once. Yeah, they both lost to Middlesbrough. But he connected with. There's something about Okocha that he connected with the young Nigerian fan. I understand they connected more with him than Kanu. No disrespect to Kanu and Mikel, but I think Okocha made the Premier League more popular. And I don't know if he actually benefited from the fact that DSTV started showing the Premier League around that time. I don't know if it has to do with that. Then the way he plays on the pitch, there's this magic, there's this aura about him. So I think people love people with flair skills. Fans love that. You understand? So I think that's why I would say he's the best Nigerian to ever play in the Premier League. And not just the Premier League, but for me, he's also the greatest Nigerian player of all time. I mean, so many times they've referenced Okocha or Austin Okocha in music. That's how, like in music videos, like among music artists, that's how big he is. You understand? So I think I would say Okocha for me is actually the best.
Yeah, I definitely disagree with you, and I say you can't be the greatest if you didn't even win a title. If you didn't win a title, and you didn't even contribute to any title winning side in the Premier League.
You know my own opinion.
I say Mikel is above Okocha in terms of that because Mikel even won titles with Chelsea.
You know the thing about greatest is that I don't want us to confuse greatest and best together. Now, greatest is about not just about ability. It talks about influence and achievements also. Yeah, but the thing is, Okocha didn't win much as Kanu and Mikel, but in terms of ability and in terms of influence, if you ask anybody now that who is more popular between Okocha, Kanu, and Mikel among those three, you will get the answer that it is always Okocha, despite not playing in
I think what we don't assume this. I think maybe Soccernet also will need to do a poll and get our readers to tell us. I think that's something. Yeah. I mean, so let's say we start out from YouTube, guys. Leave your comments in the comment section. Who is your greatest? But also we will put up an article about it. Who is your greatest Premier League Nigerian Premier League player? Yeah. And then we will take the majority will carry the vote. So
yeah, and we can also create a poll on Twitter that who is your greatest Nigerian player?
Yeah, so we'll tie all this together on the website, on Twitter, on our Facebook, on YouTube, and then we'll take it, and then so that our arguments will be more scientific. What do you think?
Yeah, Yeah. So you'll be surprised that okay, many people will go for Okocha. So that's why I feel that okay, for me, Okocha is not just the best player in the history of in Premier League history. He's also the greatest Nigerian player of all time.
Well, we'll wait for the fans, our readers to make this final decision. So thank you very much, Joba, for hosting this week's show again. I'm happy to have done this discussion with you, and I look forward to another week next week.
No problem. All right. So thank you so much, and hope you stay safe also.
Yeah. You too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you guys for logging in.
All right. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.